Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Ronald Roberts, and I'm just so glad to be included in this presentation. I have known about AdMeTech, and I met Dr. Stern years ago, and I would have never thought that I would be needing them so much last August when I was diagnosed on July 4th with prostate cancer that had spread to about 3 organs and lymph nodes, and I was in really bad shape. When I contacted AdMeTech, I ended up talking to Dr. Stern later on, and she directed me in the right direction. I ended up at Dana-Farber and jumping around to Brigham and Women's. I'm just fortunate. I consider myself fortunate to live in Massachusetts, where the medical help is available. If you know where to go, it really paid off for me. I'm doing pretty well after going through the MRIs and using the advanced equipment was provided to me. But through the direction of AdMeTech, I got to the right places. It takes a lot of willpower and positive thinking to do and go through what I did. I ended up driving over 3,600 miles, and that was after I had a driver that used to take me when I was weak. When you add the radiation, chemo in, 34 more appointments, it comes out to a lot of appointments, and I made every one. It was nice to know there was always somebody in the background that could help out if I had I needed an opinion or tried to make a decision, and that was AdMeTech. I'm glad that we're doing this presentation, and she's done it before, but I think this one's going to be larger, and to bring people like myself that are patients, been exposed to the cancer, and survivors and people from the medical field and politicians. It's something that's badly needed for the minority community. We have the knowledge there. Things have changed a lot in terms of prostate cancer for the better. I'm taking a drug that's only 3 years old that has excellent results, but you got to know where it is and you got to be guided in the right direction. It's kind of frustrating that there's so many people out there that do have it and are not getting the help or not getting the proper help. I had put it off for years. I knew back in 2010 when I had Lyme disease, relapsing polychondritis, and babesiosis, and I forgot what else, all at the same time. I tried to treat the cancer back then with chemo, and it just got worse, and had a lot of bad experiences with doctors with the Lyme disease, so I just put it on the back burner. And I didn't even feel anything up until the few months before I was diagnosed, and that was I couldn't hold food down too well. Fortunately, a lot has changed since 2010, 11 when I was treated. There's a lot out there, a lot of new advanced machinery that can help with MRIs and radiation. We're fortunate in Massachusetts to have it available, and especially the Boston area. Without AdMeTech to guide you and be a resource, it's just so crucial if you need it, because sometimes you got to make a decision as to what the treatment is, and everybody's different. The reason I waited so long is trust, and that's a big thing. I have met other patients that have had mistakes or things didn't go right, and finally they got the right help, but they had to go through just trials and waiting and insurance problems. And that's something that could be avoided or hopefully streamlined. And that's what AdMeTech is there for if you catch it early. And it is so important to get tested early and continue the testing. The primary doctors should know more about AdMeTech. And one other thing, with the testing that I did do and all that I went through, what helped me, if nothing else but mentally, was getting a DNA test. My father had passed from prostate cancer at about age 84, so I always thought it was hereditary, and through the DNA testing I found it wasn't, but I do have the gene that causes colon cancer. And around December, I got a notice from, I think it was Dana-Farber, that that gene could possibly cause prostate cancer. So they're looking into that. And DNA testing also helps for alternative treatments. So it's good to do. And it helps my nephew and all know that they got to get tested and what to look for. The good thing about all this is there's a lot of research and things are changing fast. So even if you are sick, if you can hold in there, there's more on the way that could possibly help. Once again, what I did this past year, I couldn't do back in 2011. It wasn't available. And the idea of research and studies, and you do get a lot of notices for that. Probably scares people too, because we think back to the Tuskegee study. I'm probably going to benefit from one of the studies they're going to do on me, and that is exercise in relation to the hormone therapy and the heart. So I'm looking forward to that in June. It's quite a study, quite a bit of exercise. I'm going to end it there.